video YouTube.
Okay, so we are starting our program. Good morning, everyone. A very warm welcome to you all. As you already know, that I, Yash Nigam, a postgraduate student at University of Allahabad, and also your today's host, welcoming you all on behalf of Cosplus Karerika and Era University Lucknow. I'm truly delighted to have you with us today in the fourth day of Soft Skill Development Workshop, which is scheduled from 19th to 24th. Over the past few days, we have immersed ourselves in the dynamic world of innovation, industry, and student activities, where knowledge met application and ideas sparkle possibilities. Now, as we shift gears, we enter a field that is equally powerful and profoundly essential, the world of soft skills. While technical expertise can get your foot in the door, it is soft skills that help you
I think Yash have got some network connect issues. He has left the meeting, so let's wait for him to rejoin. Till Yash joins back, madam, I would like to introduce Kaustubh Karerika to you. Shall I?
Yes, yes, go ahead, Pratima. Yes, yes.
I, Dr. Pratima Tripathi, the founder and CEO of Kaustubh Karerika. Let me introduce the organization and the initiatives behind Kaustubh Karerika. With a 15-year-long career in academics and administration and research, I found that students do get involved into their
It's
degree
a
courses and
transformational
all.
experience designed to be interactive, practical, and energizing. This journey will challenge you to reflect, participate, and grow. It's not about learning from slides. It's about learning through real-time activities, guided introspection, and skill building that here, we are not just aiming to create better students or professionals. We are here to shape confident communication, empathetic listeners, thoughtful leaders, and agile thinkers. So get ready because what lies ahead is not just about gaining skills, but about unlocking your potential and shaping the version of yourself that's ready for every room, every role, and every opportunity. Before any further delay, let me introduce the visionary behind the Costas Karelka, Dr. Pratima Tripathi, who is the founder and CEO of Costas Karelka. Her leadership has made Karelka a trusted platform for career development nationwide. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you, Yash, for this wonderful start. Hi, Dr. Pratima Tripathi, the founder and CEO of Kaustubh Karerika. I'm going to introduce to you the organization and the initiatives behind this particular venture. Kaustubh Karerika is a vision which I got to introduce into the society after my 15 years of career as a researcher, as an academician, and as an administrator, where I sense that students do get into their degree courses, but after some time they feel lost. They don't feel like getting indulged into what they are studying, and then they, in with this lost feeling, they wander here and there, go to people for different type of guidance, and then under all those pressures from the peers, from parents, from society, they feel lost, and there is nobody to hold their hand and to show them the right path. So Kaustubh Karerika always had a vision that the students should get a proper guidance of what they are doing, what they should learn, and how should they and carve themselves for a better into a better personality. At Careerica, we believe in empowering individuals to craft their future with confidence. Whether you are a student navigating academic choices or a working professional looking to upskill, Careerica offers you personalized guidance and well-designed programs that align with your dreams and goals. We aim to bridge the gap between potential and opportunities. Our platform is built to guide, mentor, and support you in every step of your career journey, right from counseling to certification to placements. What is the ultimate mission? To help you make informed decisions and strategically plan your career path. What makes Careerica unique in its wide range of career enriching services is the personalized career counseling, exam preparation and guidance for NEET, JEE, CSA, NET, GATE, GPAT, and many more. Online certification courses, short term training programs, and skill development workshops, expert mentorship guidance, and live sessions, access to top notch career resources, mock interviews, and resume help, and also the same things are provided and the same guidance is provided to young professionals and the faculties and the educators also, so that they can get enriched into their skills and can drive a better, they can act as a better driving force for their students. All these services are designed keeping in mind today's dynamic job market and the specific needs of our learners. So, with this small introduction of Courses Perilita, I would request Yash to introduce the speaker of today's session, Mrs. Keerthi Peratla, and then we will proceed on. Over to you, Yash.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for giving briefs on Costas Career and its services. Now, I would like to introduce the co-organizer of this event, Dr. Tabrez Jafar, who is the Associate Professor and Head Department of Biotechnology at Era University, Lucknow. Now we have with us the convener of the program, Dr. Manal Zehra, who is the Assistant Professor, Department of Biotechnology at Era University, Lucknow. So as we begin this 6-day series, I encourage you all to participate wholeheartedly, ask questions, engage actively, and most importantly, be open to discovering your true potential beyond the academics. Let this workshop not just be about learning soft skills, but about living them. Let's begin this exciting journey together. The wait is over, and now, to guide us on this journey, we are honored to have with us today our next speaker, Ms. Keerthi Peratla, who is a passionate life coach, applied scripture coach, and founder of the Security.in. Ms. Keerthi has transformed the lives of hundreds of individuals by helping them build life skills through the application of ancient wisdom, especially from scriptures like the Bhagavad Gita. Before founding the Security.in, she co-founded a successful fintech startup, LoanYantra.com, showcasing her versatility in both the tech and self-development spaces. She is deeply committed to youth mentoring. She has also been associated with Keep Moving movement, where she actively contributed to building life skills among students and professionals. Academically, she holds a bachelor's degree from Sri Satya Sai Institute of Higher Learning, Anandpur, Andhra Pradesh, and an MBA in Finance from the Institute of Chartered Financial Analyst of India University, Dehradun. Ms. Kirti strongly believes in her guru's teaching, that is service to man is service to God. She dedicates her time to educational initiatives like Vidya Vahini and conducts workshops for children to bridge school learning with real life application. She is also a talented event host and a key member of Rhythmic Energy, an alumni music band. She has MCs of various events and continues to inspire her community through public speaking and service. One of her powerful sessions was delivered to youth across the Andhra Pradesh on the topic effective communication through emotional intelligence. We are honored to have her with us today to share her wisdom. Please join me in welcoming Ms. Keerthi Peratla. Over to you now.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Yash, for the wonderful welcoming. And thank you, Pratima, for inviting me for this honorable event.
Welcome, Kirti, and I am happy to know after when you send me an introduction, I am happy to know that you are an alumni of Sri Satya Institute of Higher Learning because I had been faculty there for 6 years. So I just want to know in which year you were the student there.
I passed out in the year 2007. I did BA,
Uh-huh.
Political Science and English and Economics.
Okay, and I was faculty there from 2012 to 2018. So nice. This is a commonality that we got in connecting with the previous organization. And with this, you're most welcome to the event, and let's start it.
Thank you, Pratima. That's the bond that we share, definitely. Yes. Thank you, the Karirika organization and the ERA University for coming together and organizing such a great event. And very true. So I heard Yash telling about the purpose of conducting these events. So I could capture two powerful statements that even I echo with them. He said, revisit yourself or you have to be ready for yourself. Absolutely, I agree with you. You're not fighting for the society or you're not fighting to fit in the society. You're fighting for yourself. That is the first thing that we all have to agree during these stages. Well, and one more point he had mentioned about living the values or the lessons that you had learned. So I agree to this again. And Pratima was also telling about after the education, the students feel lost. And to build the gap, they had started Karirika. Absolutely, I echo with this. So the moment we step out of the institute, we are very sure that we don't know where to start. We are very sure what are the questions that people would ask in the interview. We might be thinking, I got O grade, I mean, the highest for our institute. So that's why I connect and I say O grade, but however, A plus or A1 or the highest, it's okay. But then when it's time for you to face the interview, you shiver. You might not be the best at what you were earlier in your academics. Why? For example, okay, you must have passed the interview and you are into the firm. Then it's very difficult for us to sail in that ocean. Why? The situation is very new. And how do we fill that gap? Definitely, there should be some hand holding to fill this gap and also to live the learning. And definitely, this is the session that is going to help you throughout your career. And I promise you to give my best. So, the topics that I chose were confidence building and leadership strategies. It's very interesting that the present day, pass outs are looking for building their career to be the leaders, to be the entrepreneurs. Very much needed for the Indian setup right now. For the promotions that Modi government was giving for us to start something on our own, to be an entrepreneur, or have that Indian mindset, the Indian leadership qualities, and lead the organization. So now let's start in the reverse, technology. Okay. So now let's understand what is leadership. Okay. So leader, the one who leads, right? That's what we all know. So leader is somebody to, he or she will be there to lead. Fine. Okay. Now let me put a synonym here instead of just telling to lead. Leader should lead and people should follow. They have to take care of the team and all that. I will break down into simple thing. Okay. I will say instead of to lead, to implement. Leader is to implement. Lead doesn't always mean you just tell, hey, you do this, you do that, you do that. No, those are not the days now. The days are now where leader implements and the team takes them as the role model. In fact, the leader has to be a coach to their team, showing them how to live their learnings. So now let's see why we have to have special sessions or trainings to be a leader. Now I will bring in some of the neuroscience concepts into our session. Okay. So what is neuroscience? The study of our nervous system. Okay. So that is a very, very modern science that had developed. And when I was doing the course, so the doctor told, so humans will have a matured brain than what the other creatures have. That we all know, right? So what was that matured brain that we have is the front part is something can think and take decision. For example, there is a frog. Okay, give me a second. Sorry. Okay, for example, there is a frog and there is a car that is coming towards the frog and the frog is crossing the road. What will the frog do in the first go? It will look at the car, it will take a second, it will turn towards the side where it has to run away and it does the action, it runs away. Right? Imagine if the frog doesn't know what to do. It is very much used to, okay, look, if there is something, some danger, then you have to fly away. Similarly, our human brain also thinks like that. But according to the science, the reptiles and the other creatures, animals, have little more advanced brain, and now who can walk and hunt and all that. Now for humans there is an extra brain which can take decisions, which can think about emotions and take decision. Now imagine the same situation like frog and the car. You are in front of a vehicle and the vehicle is fast approaching you. What would you do? Either you run away, you fly away, right? You're very much prepared for that. Now imagine there is somebody standing home very, very close to you. What happens? Emotion takes away like this for you. What do you think? Hey, it's somebody whom I know, right? Before even you act, the incident is already done. So that's how emotions play a role in our brain. And that's why we have to ensure that we have a reflex to act against the emotions or improve the emotional quotient to be a better leader. And that's why we have to do all these training sessions again and again, or tell ourselves again and again. What should we tell? What should we train? This is the question here. Okay. So now I said, so here reflex acts upon, right? If you are in danger, you either fly or you fight. Agree? Now let's see. If you have to really be thoughtful in doing the right action, you have to get trained. Because you always think whether this or that. The dilemmas act a lot on you. The decision making has to be quick enough. Why the decision making has to be quick enough? If you have to be a person to implement, and if you have to be a person to be a role model, you cannot take hours and hours of time to implement something that is good for the organization or for the people around you. Right? You have to be quick in solving the dilemmas. So, how? By making that solving into a reflex. So, for example, you get up early in the morning. What do? There is a set pattern, right? You get up, you brush, or you refresh, you do some exercise or walking or gym, you have a set pattern. Is that not a reflex? Yes, fine, and immediately I have to get up and, I have to fresh up. Done. Now, in the same way, taking decisions, being confident to implement also needs this practice. It should become your reflex. I'll give you one more. Okay, can anybody be, trained? Will that happen? So let's see. Imagine, do we all know karate, or if something happens to us, how do we protect? Do we know any self-defense techniques? We were not taught until unless somebody had trained in it. And imagine there is a incident, and this fellow knows karate, and how do they act versus the person who is not trained? So the self-defense techniques become like a reflex, right? They can act like this. For us who had not learned, for example, should think, what should I do? Which one to pick up? How do I protect myself? Right? So what does the training give here? It acts as a reflex. Then one more example I can take. For example, take a cricket ball. You must be liking cricket. You must have gone for a play. You had practiced a lot. So when a ball is coming towards you and you are batting, what would you do? Reflex. You have to hit the ball. Yes, correct. Exactly the same way. If you have to catch the ball, reflex, the training, connect the dots. Exactly. That's why you have to get trained to become a leader, to take the right decisions. Now the question here is, what is the pattern that we have to follow? Okay, here I tell you the pattern. There are 3 steps that are involved while doing the in the way you have to implement. Okay, the first one is observe. The second step, I request you all to note it down. Okay, the first step is observe. Second step, you have to decide. When you observe, what do? You fall in dilemma, definitely. We'll go through all this again. First, let's understand what are the 3 steps. Let's know the names, okay? Observe, and then decide what to do, and then act, implement, whatever it is. You have to implement. Now, let's break down each step. Okay, observe. To be a better leader or to be a leader, just take it, okay? Just to be a leader. What is the strategy you have to follow? The first thing, observe. What will you observe? Now here it comes. You have to observe the patterns. So we all have to understand the world, the universe revolves around a particular pattern. So we all watch cinemas, right? Movies. So, we all like to enjoy the entertainment, right? So entertainment is something that gives us happiness, some fun time, gala time. So let's take movies here. So there are many directors who, direct the movies. And now we know each director has their own style. Yes or no? Let's take a director like Sanjay Leela Bhansali or Karan Johar, or let's take the Bahubali director Rajamouli. Like each one of them has their own pattern, I would say. Okay, style. We understand it to be the style or genre, okay? Now, in each movie, there is one pattern that is hidden. If we can identify, the story is something, okay? There is some problem and they have to solve. Who is going to solve? How are they going to solve? What are the things they're going to do to solve, and who is going to get benefited? Ultimately, this is the pattern they follow. Exactly, right? Any movie? Now, each one has their own pattern. For example, Sanjay Leela Bhansali has so many women featured in his film, right? And now let's take Rajamouli here. On the other hand, he connects everything to a historical event. Observe the pattern to predict what is going to happen next. Leader, when they are actually taking the step forward, should also understand what can happen in future. Yes, you should have that capability to understand what can happen in future. So, what do? We understand the pattern to observe and to note down ourselves. Okay, this had happened. There are high chances that this is going to be the result. Example, I slept late in the night and there are high chances for me to get up late in the morning. Very common, right? Very common pattern. Just like sun revolves and moon revolves, earth revolves and rotates. Very simple and patterns, right? Like every celestial object has a pattern. Even things around us also have a pattern. We ourselves also have a pattern. Now, if I want to be a leader, the same thing here, I should know myself what is my pattern. What is my pattern now? So leave about everything. You had analyzed everything. Okay. Now let's understand, if somebody is angry with me, how do I react? What is the pattern that I follow? Even I also shout? Even I also fight? Observe. Now, what do? Decide. What do you decide now? Decide whether you have to be angry again at that moment or whether you have to act in a different way. How do you decide that? When you observe the patterns of your emotions, angry, sadness, the impact, the history, observe all these things. Now tomorrow you're going to enter into big organizations, or you have to start your own organization. What is the first thing you have to observe there is, you are taking the step in the first place. So what should you do? Observe, because every step you take will definitely affect the revenues of the company, the organization. So nobody is going to spare that, right? It's exactly what the artificial intelligence is doing now. The data is collected over decades of years, and now they just identify the pattern. Even the leaves, the trees, water flowing, everything has a pattern. And that's how they had created an atom bomb. This example that I give you here is a very, very important example for you to understand. So you know atom bomb, right? So what happens in an atom bomb? How does the explosion happen? Now let's see. So you all know atoms, right? The positive and the neutral, they're together, and the electrons revolve around it, and that's how the atom is made, molecule, right? In the atom bomb, the positivity and the neutral is broken, so that here the neutron goes on searching and it goes and hits the other atom and it will break the other neutron, and it goes on in seconds, fractions of seconds. As long as the positivity and the neutron, okay, are together, nothing is going to happen. Nothing is going to happen. Similarly, in us also observe this pattern. As long as you are positive and neutral, nothing is going to harm you. You will only grow and grow and grow. It's just like, molecule and molecule mix together and form a different molecule. It's the same thing. Human and human, they coordinate together, they combine and create something new. They collaborate. It's just like our Keerthi and Naira University. Okay, so this is the secret for any of you who want to become leader, for any of you who want to be the entrepreneur. Always stay positive and neutral. So to stay positive and neutral, so what did we do till now? Observe the patterns. What is the pattern that you will observe every time? You will observe how was the history, or what was the cause, what happened, which emotion had impacted, and then what was the result. You should have a journal, observe, write it down every 1 week once, okay, monthly once. You just go and check. You will be astonished to understand what were your observations. It will be an amazing journaling that you can do, and you can also write down how your emotions had taken action there. I can give you an example from history now. Okay, so we all know India is a great country. You all agree with me. It's an ancient country with lots of values, culture, right? Well, now let's see how India had actually went into invasions. Okay, India was invaded, right? So initially, India was doing trade with the southeastern countries and also the northwestern countries, which are like the Europe and all that. Okay, from Cambodia, Vietnam, and all that. So people come down our ocean through Kerala. They go towards the Europe also, right? There are wonderful ports which did trade. So India was famous for trade. We had spices, cotton, okay, so many things. So we were doing wonderful trade. And in turn, we were taking gold and silver from the European countries. All right, good. Now, on the other hand, while doing the trade, the kings here were also expanding their kingdoms. So while they were expanding the kingdoms, so what happens was the other king is actually undertaken. After they undertake and they announce it to be one whole kingdom, and again the local administration will start ruling. So naturally, what happens? The local administration again will have a point of making their own kingdom the larger kingdom. Right? That is natural. Now what happened? They allowed the trade people to come inside, start their own things. So we joined hands with them. Instead of joining hands with our own kings, we joined hands with the other countries' kings, other countries' trade unions, we should say, the business people. It's okay. Okay, till then it's okay. Fine, for the trade, it's okay. But then what happened? They started getting into an agreement to fight over our own Indian kings to make themselves a bigger kingdom. So ultimately, what happened actually? So would we be left with our own kingdom, or invasions will take place when the European countries come in? So somebody who is like outside of our own family, somebody comes and wants to influence us and help us to, do something good and all that. So will that happen ever in a family? Somebody coming and influencing and we become the best? No, they will take the advantage. They will take the advantage of your family. They can never help you. Right? So exactly what happens here is the greed overtakes. When the India was doing wonderful things there is one thing that was spoiling: the greed. That's the same everywhere. Now let's take how we behave. Sorry. So how we behave when we have to get into the organization. Very natural thing was, you will work for promotion. Am I correct? You work for promotion. You work for good salary. Just to fulfill our needs. Okay, for survival, you need to work, definitely. Now, okay, the decision part is coming. We are approaching to the decision part. Okay, so now let's see. So when you have an opportunity to work, you always think of, I'll get a promotion, or I will be paid better, so I will work. While we fall into this race, we forget the core point. Why are we working? We are trying to solve some problem in the organization. Payment will come to you. But the point is, how are you solving it? Why are you solving it? That is the question. As and when you enter the organization, if you think in these lines, you might not be having all the rights to implement everything that you can in the day one of the organization. That's where it comes. Observe your leaders, observe your bosses, observe your people around you, observe the pattern that is going on around them. You need not get into a pressure that somebody is doing more and I am not doing more. Get into only one pressure. I cannot say you can't take pressure. You will take. We are humans. That's why we are given that brain. No, like the neuroscience says, and we all know we are given that brain. We take pressure. So take only one pressure. How are you benefiting the organization and to you so that you are useful in turn? That is the pattern you have to observe about yourself. Now, when you observe these patterns, there is one common thing again, the dilemmas. The dilemmas, it will start from breakfast. What should I eat? Poha or some muesli? And that too with lots of information around us. What is healthy? What is unhealthy? Oh my God. It starts from there. What not? Right? You all agree with me? So what is the dilemma that you're facing every second? How are you solving it? Like, I remember when we were in our hostel, so that pattern for our breakfast. Okay, Monday this, Tuesday this, Wednesday this. I know it's so boring. I know it's so predictive. Monday there is upma. Tuesday there is dosa. And I don't like upma and I don't want to go. It's so predictive, definitely. But there is no time waste in thinking what to do. I would rather think of an alternative. Okay, if there is upma, I don't want to eat. So what do I want to do? Decide. So you had observed. And now what do? You decide. Right? After taking decision, for example, I don't want to eat upma and I just want to have cornflakes at home or in the room. Right? I just need to get milk and all that. And now again, I shouldn't be in dilemma again. Shall I eat this or again shall I go and eat upma there only? What should I do? Very simple. We'll still think another 5 minutes. What should I do? And we'll imagine what all can happen. Somebody will come and ask why you're eating this. Again, I have to tell them why all this nonsense. Let me go and finish eating upma. And on the way, and that is the decision I took there. Okay, I will go eat. And on the way, while going again, I will be like, I don't want to eat upma. I'll go back and eat cornflakes only. It's okay. Let whatever happens, I will go back and eat cornflakes only. So again, there is a decision reversal. Again, I go back. So now imagine how much time I'm wasting on just one decision I'm making. Ultimately, I do something. Okay. The important point is here. What do you decide? When do you decide? It's exactly the same thing what happens for the NEET entrance, IIT, the KSET, MSET, IEEE. It's all about their decision making while they are writing because there are negative marking. If they know, they don't know. They just have fraction of second. You know it, you answer it. Solve it, answer it. Don't get into the dilemma. And majority, 90% of the students, because they get into this dilemma, they might not be able to get their rank that they had expected. So hard work is not the point here. How quickly you're taking decision is the point here. I might be sitting for hours together and working. What I should observe here is the pattern, how much time I'm taking for each question and how much time I'm taking to answer it. Knowing everything or I'm not knowing everything, right? We all must have gone through this. And now let's not repeat the same thing in the next phase of our life. We're going to enter the next phase of life, which is a very, very important phase of our life. Come on, 17, 18, 16, we don't know anything. But now, After 20 years of our life or 25 years of our life, it's your decision. Simple things. Solve simple dilemmas. And you see how quick. So I remember one instant when I'm telling you that simple things take decision, okay? And that too in our Indian families, we are not really free to take every decision. That is very common, right? What I want to eat will be decided by my mother, who is cooking at home. What I have to study must have been decided by my dad or somebody who had influenced me. That is very simple. But if you can consciously put an effort. So once the Google CEO was asked, you are such a successful CEO here, and we know in our India, we cannot take decisions on our own, and CEO needs to take a lot of decisions. How did you inculcate that? And he said, yes, definitely that is correct. But from the time I was a child, I was very much into taking my own decisions, telling people what I want, what I don't want. I was clear. Very good. So that had put him on the top of the map. Basically, we should say top of the world probably. Now, if we had not started in our childhood, it's okay, no problem, no worries. But this is the time you have to start deciding. And very often, what happens when we decide, this thing comes along with it. Okay, when we decide, we don't own it up. Because you told I did this, right? We get into the blame game. So now let's redo everything from the beginning. To be a leader, you have to implement. To implement, you have to observe, you have to decide, you have to implement or act. Fine. Now, what do you observe? The patterns. What are the patterns that you observe? The history and the impact, the journey, the emotional, triggers, how you act, sad, angry, fear. Is fear acting upon you or is fear acting upon somebody? So these are the patterns that you will observe around situations around you so that you can think what can happen. What can happen? You cannot be 100% definitely sure because there are many other factors that will be influenced, right? But you can understand this can happen. So you will decide. And how do you decide? Taking ownership just on you. Just on you. That's it. Period. Full stop. You have to own it up. Good or bad. You take a decision in your team and tell, okay, I'm going to use AI in my data set and, I will generate this result. Team, can you please work on this? You might tell them. The team is working and the team had tried to generate the results that you want. Fine, all good. But what if the results are not correct? Or what if your team member is actually not working properly? So who is actually taking the ownership here? Is it the team member or the leader there? It's the leader's decision to implement this. It is the leader's decision to get something, create something, get the result out of it. Whether you succeed or don't succeed, first thing is decide and own it up. It's very difficult. It's very difficult because there are many factors that come in. Give me a minute. Just give me a I'm so sorry. Okay, I'm back. Yeah. So that's what. Very clear, no? We have to own it up. Okay, clear. But then, is it not difficult to own up? So many factors. No, somebody will scold you, right? And somebody will give somebody the credit, even if you own up. I asked him to do, but everybody's telling he is good, he is great. That is one thing. The ego comes in very quickly, right? And that's where again the emotional intelligence for the leader have to be very strong. And how will you get? Again, practice. Like how you practiced for your exam, you have to practice for your leadership quality to build. And how do you practice? Here is the solution. So ready to listen to the solution. How do you practice? So a human being, when they're growing, when they are like, crawling, trying to stand, people around them, they will only say, hey, you might fall down. Hey, you might fall down. Hey, no, don't do it. You're pulling something. And people around you will say, no, don't do it. So you hear, no, you don't, you can't, don't do it. Thousands and lakhs and crores of time in your brain. So what is that you will tell in your brain whenever you want to do something? I cannot do. This is not my decision. I have to ask somebody because they told I will do. Very first thing that will come is I cannot do. Now what is the pattern here? Can anybody guess? Repetition, repetition. Hundreds and thousands and lakhs of times you're listening to it. No, 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 no. How can you tell yourself that you can do? How can you practice all these things which are related to your emotions, your front part of your brain? That's where the difference. The solution here is repeat, repeat, repeat. So if you see in any song, whenever there is repetition in the song, some 2 or 3 lines, the brain easily captures it. Yes, it captures and it can repeat that again and again. It feels so happy. Okay, the brain is actually relaxing when there is repetition. And it wants to take an easy way. So what is the easy way for a leader is to repeat in his brain that I am deciding, I will take the ownership. Repeat that. Repeat that. As a group member also, you only if you practice all this, you will become leader. It's not that once you become leader, you have to practice all these things, right? So you have to practice all this. Why I'm telling practice, training and all that, you have to do all this while you're growing in your career. You took 20 years to study. In the same time, to become a leader, you will take some years. If you had started early, that's a different story altogether. That's why you have to find out when you are actually practicing what you want, when you are actually taking the ownership, and now when you have to take the ownership in the newer phase. So what will you do? What is the solution here? Repeat. Repeat in your brain. I can do. I will do. And I am doing for the better good. Every time you cannot work for salary appreciation or promotion. Even for salary appreciation or promotion, if you are again doing for a better good, then it's good. Simple. So you are not working just for your own self. You're keeping yourself ready so that you are useful to many, many, many. Only this attitude, this repetition will fetch you towards the ladder of leadership. Well, now I take the ownership. I will decide, okay, whatever might be. I decided I will go to a movie at 11 o'clock in the night. And I motivated all my friends, come on, let's go, let's go, let's go. All of them had come. Okay. The next day morning, there is some important examination or some important assessment that is there, or important meeting, let's say. Definitely you cannot do the best what you can during your natural times because there is some disturbance in your pattern, right? Fine. So I motivated everybody and everybody came. And at the end, nobody did well. So now here, I have to be ready to take the blame because I am the one who started. They all will definitely blame me. So now what do I give them in return? I also blame them telling that why you could have told no, why you are telling me? I could have told that, but being a leader, if you really want to be a leader, take the ownership. Yes, I only initiated. I only motivated. Yes, I only took. That is a wrong decision. If we would have done better, if the result was okay, if all of you are satisfied, then it's fine. But then, if the result is not satisfied, definitely it's a wrong step, right? Take it on you. Be strong, be brave, be fearless to take that. You have to. There is no other go. If you're not taking, then again you're falling in the same, the group attitude. You. Each one pointing out fingers to each one of us, right? So that's where the difference lies when you are climbing up the ladder. Well, Yash, are there any students that had joined so that I can ask some questions for them to share?
So, ma'am, there is Manal and Sazia.
Okay. Okay. So, Manal, would you like to share something from your own life? I've been talking continuously, asking you, telling you, note down this, tell this, and all that. Sazia Khan, would you like to? It's okay. Take time. What you want to ask? Yes, Sazia Khan.
Uh, Good morning, ma'am.
Good
First
morning.
of all, thank you and for giving this opportunity to share my experiences. Uh, like yesterday's session, I said I was once a NEET aspirant, and then what you said was about decision making and observing the patterns. I had observed till now that whenever I get a task, like a task as in to speak publicly or to act upon my own self, I first doubt because I was not able to qualify that exams, and that has given me a sense of self doubt that whichever thing I'm going to do in future, that has a majority of chances that it will not succeed and I'll fail. So I have this fear. So whenever I'm like doing a new task or having some kind of initial to be a better person as I am today, so every time I observe that I lack confidence in me just because of that past experience that I was not able to qualify that exam. But that does not have to define my whole journey of life for future. But this is the pattern I observe majority of the time.
Very good, Sazia Khan.
And
I'm
then,
pronouncing it correct, Sazia Khan?
yeah, ma'am, that's correct.
Okay, okay. Yeah, so first let me answer this, okay? Then
Okay.
I will go ahead with the next part of the question.
Yeah.
Now, very nice that you had observed your pattern. Every time you try to attempt something and there is a failure, and then that's why every time you want to attempt, there is self doubt. That is the pattern you had observed, right?
Yes.
Now, let's solve this like this, okay? So, that is the overall pattern that you had observed.
Yeah.
Now, the pattern you have to observe here is go one step lower, break it down. How are you preparing?
Okay.
Right? So here the prediction is you might fail. Now, reverse calculate. How are you preparing? When are you preparing? What are you preparing? Now observe the pattern. Are you related to this? Are you owning this up? What all are you liking to do more and more in that particular process of practicing? Right?
Yes, ma'am.
When you observe that pattern, you will definitely understand, okay, so if I study during midday or after lunch,
Mhm.
probably remember, then probably let me understand when I have to study.
Okay.
Is one thing, deciding on time and all that. Second thing, the surroundings impact a lot. Now
Yeah,
you
of course.
understand where are you sitting, with whom are you studying, how are you working. Ask these questions. So every time, what might have gone wrong, right? So you're willing to try. Very good. That's the first point. Second thing, work on this to, become successful, or to at least try to achieve what you want to do. So always observe this back end pattern. Am I clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Then, here, when you have told self doubt, I would like to add a major difference between the self doubt, confidence, and overconfidence. I'm very happy that you had got this. In fact, I missed that point. So, confidence, very often, we, in the movies, especially in whatever entertainment modes that we go, it is depicted in such a way that overconfidence is equal to confidence. Now let's break it down and understand what is overconfidence and confidence. Just unlearn everything that you had learned from whatever entertainments that you had got, and that will sit in our brain. It will connect our dots. Okay, that's it. Just put everything out. So confidence comes with preparation. If you had prepared for the session, for example, I want to give the session now. I know everything. Whatever I want to talk, I know. That doesn't mean I can put out everything out exactly the same way. So I have to prepare. No matter 100 sessions I give, I have to prepare. If I had not prepared, and if I tell, hey, I can do it, it's okay, no problem, and that is overconfidence. When you're preparing and you prepare once or twice and tell, yeah, I have to cover all this, I have to structure this, I have to do this. So this session, what is the new thing that is there? So how do I address? The points can be same, but if I'm not customizing it, there's no point. When I prepare, when I tell, yes, I can do, I prepared. So every time confidence comes with the proper preparation strategy that you had followed.
Yes, ma'am. Agree.
That's confidence. And now self-doubt. You prepare, but every time you prepare, there is some disturbance that you're carrying in you. There is some doubt that you're carrying in yourself. I remember an incident which you might correlate. So one of our, clients. So she's a very good singer. She's a very good singer. Every time she has to sing, she goes onto the stage. She sings wonderfully. And now imagine if you give her a speech, you ask her to enter into an interview room, or just give her a speech and ask her to deliver. She shivers. So what is the difference here both? For singing, she must have practiced and she knows everything out of it. Anything. And she's fearless and she's confident. The strategy is perfect there for the preparation. Here with the speech, she's not ready. She's not ready with practice. Though she practices, she's always questioning, can I do, can I do, can I do, can I do? Because I told you, you must have heard multiple times you can't do. And that's what will act on you. Repeat. Repeat in your brain. I can do. I will do. If I prepare, I'm done with this. Make it into small pockets. If I prepared with this chapter, I'm done with this. If I prepared with this paragraph of speech, I'm done with this. Tick mark. Done. Be your own, invigilator or correction teacher or whatever. When you do your strategy in that way, automatically when you're repeating you can do it, the brain is accumulating, okay, layer after layer. It is saying, yes, you can do, yes, you can do, yes, you can do. And that's how you will actually build confidence. Okay, you can erase the self-doubt.
Yes, ma'am.
Is it helping you?
Yes, ma'am. Agree with this.
Thank you, Sazia Khan. Yes, you were also mentioning something. Do you want to ask?
No, everything that I was about to mention, you briefly explained about my patterns. Like, you know me better than I explain my own self. So, thank you so much for this.
Very good, Sazia Khan. Thank you for that. I'm so happy. Yes, Manal, do you want to share something? I'm very happy that we have a very small group that we can discuss and get into one-on-one solutions actually. Yes, Manan, I'm sorry. Yes, go ahead.
Um, Ma'am, I want to share like this is like a difficulty that I face is that I am an overthinker. I think a lot. So the thing is that like I hesitate to take decisions. Like any point where I have to take a decision, it's like I will think a lot. I will think of all the things that could go wrong, and that is why I can't take a decision very quickly. And many a times it happens that because of this, I delay in taking a decision, and it results in loss. That I feel like maybe if I would have acted upon it earlier, it would have been better. But I can't help it at that time. So, what can I do about this? I think a lot about anything and everything.
Exactly. Very good, Manan. I think this problem is there in majority of the people. Majority of the people. You're not alone in this world actually. And that too with a lot of information availability. It's very easy also for us. It is helping us to overthink. Okay. Because I get a question which I never studied or which I never learned. I'm immediately asking the Google and searching. Again, I will think on that. Again, I will search. Again, I will think on that. But ultimately, I'm only delaying the decision here. What I said, you have to solve your dilemmas. So, again, going back to the root cause to you is why do we overthink? We must have heard so many times. For example, take chess players, okay? People who are into tournaments and all that, okay, fine, they're getting into the proper training. But in the chess, you do strategies, thinking, you do this, he might, I mean, no, one more pawn can come and kill you. You do that, that can happen. You do this, that can happen. So there is a lot of telling yourself that don't do that, don't do that, don't do that. But at the end, only the person who learns what you have to do so that you can succeed, only that person will win. So here that is your work now. And it's absolutely very clear that you are understanding yourself that you're overthinking and that's why you're not able to take decision. And you think of all the possibilities that can go wrong. And that is halfway clear. Now you start thinking what can go right. Right? So, how will you think like that? Again, pattern study. Go detail. Like how you go detail for wrong, in the same way, go detail how it can be right. Not the same step, probably. You must be, for example, you want to. So, what do you do, Manal?
Ma'am, I am a BTech biotech student.
Very good. Okay. Ha. So, biotech, you have a lot of research things that you do.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So you get into the analysis approach, what might work, what might not work.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Yes,
but ultimately you have to show something that will work. Yes,
yes, ma'am.
there is a process that you follow.
Yes, ma'am.
Exactly. Observe that process. You have to consciously put that in your mind, repeat yourself the solution. Okay, repeat. Tell that, okay, now I got all the wrong things. No, now I have to think of the right thing, what I can do. Okay, it will
Yes,
take time. Always think when you're doing when you're doing research, you have to ultimately come with some solution. There is no other go.
yes,
Same
ma'am.
way in your life also. Did I answer your question?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Very good. Give me 1 minute. I'll just have some water and come. Okay, thank you. Thank you for waiting. So, Yash, I know you are organizing this, but I would like to hear from you also. Would you like to share something?
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning.
So, ma'am, there was a time like when I hesitated to even raise my hand, like during class discussion, or thinking my answer might be wrong or not good enough. But the day I pushed myself to speak, like even with a shaky voice, something changed. Like I realized that confidence is not doesn't come after you are ready. It becomes like when you try. So since then, every small step, like whether it's volunteering or asking questions or like joining the events, has helped me slowly building the confidence. But I still have a self doubt. Like whenever it's time to speak or deliver the note on an event, I feel anxious, and I think a lot like what people will think about me and all. So like how to uh, overcome this self doubt or
Very
to
true.
build a confidence.
Very true. Here I remember my own incident, okay? So when I was in my graduation again, there are a lot of activities again to, you know, give you a overall development that you can. So we had a talk that, anybody can go and give. So I prepared. That is actually a 15 minutes talk. I prepared for 5 minutes. I thought this is enough. I didn't check whether it was 15 minutes or no. I didn't check whether, I am covering all the points or no. And I just went. I delivered. And I came off. And ultimately, it was just a 5 minutes talk, which I didn't cover anything. Ultimately, forget about what others told, but I was not satisfied. Fine, that incident was over. And then there is another incident where, I was trying to be a better me when I was preparing for all this. And that's why I wanted to prepare. Okay. Then there was another incident where there is a elocution competition that was going on. So I thought, okay, I will go deliver. I prepared everything for hours and hours. I sat in the library. I prepared wonderful content. Okay, then I went there. So electrician, you are not supposed to look into your paper, right? So for me, I took all the time for preparation. I didn't read and reread and understand what I want to talk. I went there, I was shivering. I said, ma'am, can I get my paper? She said, okay, fine. I took my paper and then I just read it. Fine, I did a try there. And again, I was not happy with what I did. Of course, everybody would come and tell me, why you didn't prepare, why you didn't prepare, why you didn't prepare. That's the question people will keep asking. So definitely next time I get on to do something, I should have that hidden thing that, okay, what people will think, what people will think, what people will think. Now here, I will tell you an important strategy. Okay. So as I said, always, you cannot live without pressure. Okay. So you will take pressure, definitely. But now, what type of pressure? Here I was thinking, what will people think? What will people think? Now I replace this. This is called the replacement strategy. You replace it with what should I talk so that I customize to them. So then I started understanding the audience. I started delivering it. Now, out of 100 people, definitely there will be one or two who will not like my thing. But I look into the positive thing. There are 98 people who will like it, or 90 people. Now, again, out of 100 people, probably 98 people don't even like. Only two people like. But for me, it is again, at least those two people liked. I look into that opportunity again. So now always replace will they like it or no with the question how should I customize? Take it for granted that all 100 will not like. It's okay. But get into the mass understanding. Okay, majority of the people. What do they like? What is that? So when you replace these thoughts, will they like it versus what do they like? Then definitely you will feel much better.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Am I?
You answered, yeah, you answered well to my question, no doubt. So, like, I still remember, like, when I was in final year, so there was an induction program, like, for first year students, basically. So, there is a segment, like, students should have to interact with the one representative from the final year student to share their experience, like what they have experienced in the past 3 years. So, like my course coordinator asked me to deliver the speech on my experience to the students, just like a day before in the night only. So I was worried, like this is my first time and I'm still having my stage phobia. So like I have to prepare this speech, like what I'm experiencing, how should I speak to others. So next day what happens, I went to the my course coordinator and then I said like I'm having stage phobia. So he said, like, I have given you your name and you have to deliver the speech. So I said, okay sir, I will try my best. So what happens then, I asked to my supervisor that please give me the write up. Uh, right now, I'm literally blank. So I went to the podium and then I started speaking. And I was like literally shivering, like my body was fully shivering. And even I have my write up in the front of my eyes. It's still I was babbling just like I'm right now. I'm babbling like that. I was babbling at that time, and now this is my first time like I'm hosting an event. So yeah, I experienced that from that day to today. So like I am trying. So I have built a little bit of confidence. So that's what I am saying. uh, Confidence doesn't it comes within, it comes from within, right? If you try, so you will literally build a confidence. So yeah, that's my experience I have to share with all of you.
Very nice, Yash. Very nice. Very true. You have to get into action. Whether you do it right or no, it's up to you. Again, to take it up. You did it right. Yes, I did it right. People didn't like it. Okay, people didn't like it. What is the next step? So move on. Move on to the next one. Try to do another thing. Only thing is action, which we come to the last step of the three steps, action. So once you decide to do, don't go back and forth. You might be thinking to validate your decision. Okay, you can validate your decision, good or bad, right or wrong, is it useful or no? Because while we think, obviously we land up to a point where is it necessary? Why should I do? What is the necessity?
Yes.
It's right. So we think so much that we want to get into an inaction mode. And that's what the brain does. Mind is like that big brother, okay, or your mother always telling that take a easy path, take an easy path. It's okay, no problem. Leave it, take rest. As long as you're getting your three things like, roti, kapda, makhan, brain will not ask you to work. I mean, your mind actually, it's there within you in every cell. But if you fill that up with the right attitude, telling that no, I have to do, whether it is 1% beneficial, it's okay. I have to do. Getting into the action mode, deciding to get into the action mode, and doing the action and owning it up. So even if you get into the action, many a times when we don't own up, it's our ego that is actually hurting. Okay. So then, hey, I did hundreds of things, yeah. Now how will it go wrong? It's not possible. It's impossible. I must have done right only. Right? So as we grow, that keeps coming. So
Yes, ma'am.
only when you constantly tell yourself it's okay if they don't like. Probably I didn't cater the right thing to them. It's okay, completely fine. Not everything. I mean, even the earth is not in a complete circle, right? The sphere, this bulge, right? Exactly. Not everything is perfect. Taking that granted is not correct. understanding that and working towards perfection is right. So I can give you one of my personal examples here. Okay, same thing again. So immediately after my marriage, I never learned cooking before marriage because it was joint family and I didn't get the chance, or I was not encouraged, or whatever may be the reason. There are reasons. I never, but I liked. But I liked to because I liked observing and understanding. So I liked cooking. So I used to ask my mom and tell her when she puts the cooker, the whistle and all that, oh, this is physics only, this is vapor only. So all that, okay. That's very lesser quantity. Okay. But I saw my mom cooking and doing all that. So now it's my turn. When I got married, I have to, get hands on. Now it's the time when I have to roll the chapati. I was not getting it in a proper shape. Definitely, whether it is a pizza dough or a chapati or whatever, it has to have a shape. It cannot be a random shape. Definitely, I cannot give an excuse that I don't know how to do. I just eat. Ultimately, I have to eat. No, here I'm only trying to give an excuse. But imagine if I try for perfection. Now I will look for options. Now I will remember. Oh, my mom had done a round, a circle one. Let me think how she was doing. So let me see the way, if I can replicate the same thing, will I get it? So all these steps are in a way to try to get perfection, right? So it is ultimately consciously when you're trying, you will reach to that. You might not get exactly the same thing, but at least out of shape versus something closer, right? So that's what we have to do. So what happens usually is, hey, nothing is perfect, I'll leave it. So no, don't take that as granted. We have to try for perfection. Like, not everybody will like it, but I have to ensure that everybody will like it. So again, let's take the movies thing again. So each director has their own genre, the style. So not everybody will like Karan Johar's movies. Not everybody will like Amir Khan's movies, right? So it is again particular set of people who will like it, right? Exactly the same way. So we cannot make everybody happy, but we can try to make them happy. That's all you have to do. When we try in this process, we try to become inactive. No, that's not the thing. You cannot become inactive. Just try. Do it. Do it. Take up the failures. It's okay. Take up the blame. Take up the blame. Get ready to take the blame. That's all you have to do. Be ready to take the blame. Repeat yourself, I can do. Tell yourself, this is the pattern I followed. This is the result I got. Again, next time when you're doing. So same thing, Yash, whatever you had done earlier. So now, during this set of days, you can write it down. Whatever you had mentioned. So now the next event that you're going to conduct, you will go through all this. Just read all this. And then after that event, again write down. So you will see you are actually climbing the ladder, but you're not falling down. So when you read this again and again, same repetition, you're telling your brain that you can do. You can do. You're forming a layer again and again that you can do. Just keep climbing, keep climbing. Okay? So never take things for granted. Take the blame, get into action. And same thing, the confidence, as you said, it comes from within, and from within only when you do. Only when you do it, try to come to perfection. You cannot be perfect. And so here, how can people do so perfect? As we said, it takes little time, right? How can a chess player play so well and do it in seconds, fraction of seconds? Practice again. So it's not that it's impossible. It is possible. It's only through practice. What is the practice? Trying for perfection, building the layers in your mind by repeating yourself that, yes, I can do, observing the patterns. So always break down into simpler things. Always break down, go back and work. What is the history? Like how I told the history of our India and then how the greed had acted upon. So always analyze the emotion. Like how you said we get tense. So definitely we shiver, we sweat. That's not the, the usual thing that we do. The brain wants to fly. I told you, right? It either wants to fly away or fight. So choose the fight mode, stand up, do it. That's it. If you give up at that moment, then gone. Again, that fear will only accumulate because layer is again formed, no? Proving yourself that no, I cannot do. Right? So it's okay, you fail, it's okay, no problem. But only thing you tell why is the question. So here, why I chose this path. So though I was earlier doing life skill, so every life skill session or the motivational sessions, they end here. It's okay, you fail, but you do. But the point here is you fail, it's okay, but see to it that you are studying on your failure. Just because you failed and next attempt you cannot get, no, you have to study on that failure. That's the analysis we have to do. Otherwise, it's just again and again we are giving the opportunity for the failure to stop us. All right. Now, okay. So I think I had covered majority of the uh, things that I want to ask, and the process is very clear, right? Observe, decide, act. So what is the observation you will do? The pattern, the emotion that is coming upon, and the decision, how quickly you are solving your dilemmas. That is the question here. How do you solve the dilemmas? By thinking whether it is good. Are you doing beneficial thing to the people around or to yourself? You have to do good for yourself. I don't know how this had come that they're thinking self, which is not selfish. Now again, this is one more point. Yes, correct. What is the difference between being selfish versus being self-centered or just choosing yourself over anything? So when you choose yourself for the betterment, for example, take dad or mom, they do something for the betterment of the family. So we are blessed to have very good Indian cultures around our own selves. So that's very easy for us to observe, right? So whether it is a teacher, what does a teacher do? They teach for the betterment of the students. If the teacher is getting into a point where I am doing just for my satisfaction, okay, fine, for your own satisfaction, but are you only working for yourself? When are you satisfied? That is the question. You are satisfied only when you are thinking of yourself, or you are useful, you're working so that there are many that can be turned into useful. That's all. It's very simple. Being selfish and not selfish, taking decisions by being selfish, if you are actually useful to many, is actually a good thing. You're not acting selfish. You're taking care of yourself. Your self-care is important so that you can take care of many things. But on the other hand, if you are just taking care of yourself, enjoying just for your own greed and anger to satisfy your own ego, wrong. Simple. Clear? So this is a stage where you are always thinking what is right, what is wrong. The dilemma is always that, right? What is right, what is wrong, what is good, what is bad. For whom it is good, for whom it is bad, how many people it is good, for how many people it is bad. Right? So it's again this pattern you have to observe. Observe your surroundings. Observe the people around you who had actually achieved, in their life. What did they do to achieve that? What is that they are actually following? How are they talking? What are they talking? You might not like them. From far you might like, but as you go deeper into them, you might not like them. It's okay, no problem. It is natural. Choose another person whom you are thinking had achieved and again observe their pattern. Okay? So always you can repeat those patterns in your life. When you're just say having a role model is not enough. You have to observe them. That is the point here. You observe what is the right and wrong they're doing. And then just repeat in your life. If you're not getting it, again go to a teacher again. Ask. So always having a guide with you is always a good move, right? They must have seen so many things. So the role model concept is only that. So they must have already seen their life, and that's why now we have to understand what are their falls and successes, just not reading the big success story around, but then going deeper into each emotional aspect. What is the outcome of it? What can happen? Simple. Okay. So, are there any other questions that I would like to take about right and wrong, good and bad? Sazia Khan, would you like to share your dilemmas or thoughts if you had faced?
Yes, ma'am. Like as you said, decisions are always influenced by emotion. Like these days, I'm in college. Like say,
We lost you, Sazia Khan. We cannot hear you. Sazia Khan, we cannot hear you.
Sazia, you are not audible. I think she is facing network issue.
Okay, no problem. Okay. So, Yash, do you have any other questions on right and wrong, good and bad? Anything that you had faced in recent times?
No,
I
ma'am. Whatever I had, I have like shared you.
I have one question, Kirti.
Yes.
How do we decide what is right and wrong? Means I heard your lecture, but from a maturity point of view, means from our level, when we see things from our level, not from these kids' level, they are students. Their right and wrong definitely vary from our right and wrong. So means I don't know how to ask it, but I'm trying to ask you that how do we decide what is right and wrong? Because sometimes what happens, what is wrong from our point of view could be right from other person's point of view, and the other person may continuously assist on the fact that no, this is right what I am saying or what I am doing. At that point of time, a tug of war situation rises where there is a dilemma to prove yourself, which most people like us don't try to prove. We say, okay, fine, I don't want to justify, because every person have their own perception of right and wrong. How to decide it?
Here, it is always about the need, the purpose. So, if your purpose is stronger, if your intention is stronger, so because you're asking for the people like us, you always think of the intention and the purpose and the benefit. Okay, if your intention to put your points out is only to just let your opinions stay, and let them decide whether it is good or bad, beneficial or not beneficial, fine. If your intention is only that, then the way you put it out will definitely picture everything. But if your intention is to just get the work done, hook or crook, without even understanding what is the purpose of it, am I solving the purpose here? If I'm solving, yes, I have to stand. If I'm not solving the purpose, if there is somebody that they're telling a point, think, go back, and again stand for it.
Okay, it is like what I was reading a book and then I came across the word narcissist. I don't know whether you are aware of it or not, but narcissist people have a personality that they assist very strongly. They assist on what they feel or they say. They keep saying what they feel is right, and so many times it is true that that right, what they are perceiving, is not actually right. It is just creating a chaos in the surrounding or in the environment. This I'm telling you out of the experience from my academic journey, where I had been through heads and seniors who had been behaving like narcissists. They will assist upon the point that okay, this is only right, and they will create lot of hues and dramas in the whole system. Ultimately, how to deal with these type of people?
Exactly, very true. So the bossy culture that,
Yeah.
right?
Means that type of culture we can have anywhere. It is not like only in the office or only in the surrounding or in any meeting setting. It can be even surrounding in the families or somewhere
Correct,
like that.
correct,
How to deal with this type of situations?
correct.
Means we get into tug of war or we put on horns locked with these type of people, always we will not be able to fight, and we will be at you can say in a dangerous situation of losing or losing anything, losing your temper or losing your personality or losing your dignity. Means anything could be there. So my question, I wanted to ask this to some expert, and since I heard about your lecture, I heard in your lecture, so I just wanted to ask you how to deal with this type of situations. And it is beneficial for these students also, because they will come across many people like bossy with bossy nature in their career. So it is true for them also. They should know how to deal with these type of situations.
Exactly. So yes, Pratima, very true. I mean, we get across all these type of people, the bossy nature people. So ultimately, again, how important it is for you to put your views there. So yes, the narcissist mind always insists on how much ever you tell the purpose, they still behave like that only. Now, here, the coordination of your work. If you think you can do good and you can succeed to do good for the betterment of the society by joining with them, and then you have to, at times be very soft, make them understand slowly, because they're always bossy. Shouting and shouting will not help, right? So if now imagine of with the seesaw, okay, seesaw is once it's up and automatically the other one goes down, and it's like this. So now how will you get that balance slowly is slowly both of them have to do. So one is that high, automatically somebody should be low, at least for some point of time. Take that right time, right moment to slowly come to attain that balance. You cannot do things like this with such kind of people. With like-minded people, it is very easy to talk your purpose and finish it off.
Means if people are behaving logical, we can soften down, or we can means
Yeah.
take our own time, and then we can come up to a conclusion or a mutual understanding. But if it is like every time you are only the boss, then and you don't want to listen anything, you just have to say that no, you're wrong. Then in this type of situation, what could be the possible solution to deal with these type of people, or what could be the possible solution to deal with this situation?
Yes. So ultimately, it is again with how beneficial it is for you to be with that person. That's all. Very simple. For example, in a family, you have a sibling, okay, and your sibling is always like this. You cannot break the relation, right? So what you can do here is just be balanced, quiet. Just have ensure that the bond stays. You have to keep your emotions under control. You cannot change them, or you cannot try to, bring a same like-mindedness to them. Same thing with the office atmosphere also. You are working under them. Very simple. Your main duty is to satisfy them. Whatever work they're asking, you have to do. Because the pressures that they are working for some other purpose, which we don't even understand that, right? So here my duty is just to work for them. If you think that you're actually doing a mistake, then it is always, be brave to walk out so that you're not getting it. It's just like, the Karna and the Duryodhana's relation. Karna is always in a dilemma when he is supporting Duryodhana. He is always, thinking of dharma. This is right, this is wrong. No, always rules, this is the rule. That's how you have to do. But then he had to do so many ill doings under Duryodhana. The environment itself changes for him to be always, doing something wrong. If are the situations forcing you to not be exactly doing something good, something better, then it is always decided to be brave, stay strong, come out of it, Watch for something good. So the purpose is very clear. I don't want to do bad. This is going to give some bad effect, and I don't want to contribute here. No, I don't want to do. So I will go do something else. Or if the situation is demanding that I just have to, give, for example, the AI thing. Okay, so there are so many jobs that are being laid off, right? There are so many people who are fired because the AI is doing majority of the work for them, the coding or the data analysis and all that. Now, as a manager, the manager is responsible to his manager to tell that whom all he has to fire. Now, what is good and what is bad here? You cannot firing the people for us. It's like no, you cannot do.
No, the only good that the manager can do to his subordinates is he can train the subordinates in the AI technologies and tell them that okay, you do the work, you use the technology in an honest and ethical manner, because
Exactly.
AI is not going to do all the things in ethical manner. It is a
Exactly.
machine. It is a machine and a command. It is software.
Exactly.
Somebody should be there to put the human values into it to get it the things done in a human way.
Correct. Correct. So exactly here, if the manager is given a deadline telling that out of 10 of your team members, only five you should have, and you should remove five people. Now here, even the manager, the situation is not at a manager's control. Only thing that he can do is identify the five people and do the duty. This is the dharma he has to do. He cannot sit and fight there telling that, no, 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 you cannot remove, I will train everybody. And ultimately, it's the company that is going to pay them. It's the company's decision. What I am doing is doing good for the other five. Okay? So, in that way, every situation, your duty as a person under somebody, with somebody, below somebody. So all these things will matter when you have to think what is right and what is wrong. Now, if the boss is telling me that this is your decision, you have to do this. If I don't do this, and then I am removed, right? So I'm removed, and I cannot do much more things that I had planned to do in the organization for the betterment. So this is not being selfish. If I'm thinking, oh no, my job is gone, I have to do whatever the boss says, I'll just do and wash off my hands. No. Only if the person is thinking, I have to do so that I can do much more better things in the organization, much more useful things in the organization, then I have to do. So it is always the holistic view that we have to undertake, how we have to behave ourselves to get the greater good into picture, to be precise. That's all. But always imagine, think that there's always good and bad, like day and night. So ultimately, we always try and want to stand for good and not join hands with bad. Bad will happen. It's immaterial. Either, X, Y, Z, somebody will come and do that bad. It's okay. That will happen. That has to happen. Otherwise, how will good come out? Like how night has to happen. Otherwise, how day will come out. So we cannot change the whole 100% of things. So definitely there is that bad, which we have to be very clear why that is bad. What is the purpose it is solving? What is my purpose? What am I actually trying to do? And then try to take a step and stand with it. Own it up. Okay. Same.
Correct. And I would like to add on to this that these are all good ethical things that Keerthi is telling, but this will come with practice, students. It is not going to come overnight. You are not going to stand for the welfare of the society overnight. You cannot fight for the right of people overnight. You cannot say, okay, this is right, this is wrong, this is ethical, this is non-ethical overnight. This will come with practice. And why I raise this question, because this is one thing that my students, my students, my colleagues have been facing into the system, in their families, and many more in the surroundings, and they don't know how to deal with it. And that's why this was a quite common question from actually the whole lot of people. And I hope all of you got an insight into how to deal with these type of situation, because this situation will come to you immediately as soon as you will move into the job market. As soon as you step into somebody will be there to boss you, and somebody will be there to prove you that you are not doing right, or you are not doing the justified task that is assigned to you. So how to deal with those type of situations? We cannot keep running from every organization. We cannot keep running from every family member. We cannot keep running from friend circle. If we keep running, we are not going to be stabilized anywhere. So there is something called emotional intelligence as well as this wisdom of ethics and unethical thing that we have to use, and we have to train ourselves how to deal with these type of situations, because it is well said that if you want to change something, change your attitude, change your personality. You cannot change anybody's nature, but definitely you can change your attitude to deal with that type of nature, and that's how you can stay in peace. So with this small means add on, if there is no further question, Keerthi ji, you are really had done a good job and quite insightful session. Because sometimes I have seen that experts will come and just they will present the PPT and all. But this soft skill development workshop from day one, from 19th, is going on in a way that it is looking like one-on-one conversation where the students are being given tasks, they are being told about what is right, what is wrong, how to deal with real life situations, and this is like one-on-one talk and counseling of the students to come up and groom themselves into a better personality. So thanks a lot, and thank you for inciting means giving this insightful and in-depth experience to the students. Yes, if nobody have any question, we would like to just put a vote of thanks. Ma'am, please tell me.
I would like to add here, because Pratima ji had actually got this point. When I was telling about Karna, so it is the same thing again here. Arjuna was in the dilemma, overthinking, imagining themselves that, it is not right to kill so many people. So killing is bad. That's what we know. Killing is bad. Definitely bad. Killing for what? The purpose defines whether it is right or wrong. And that's where Krishna comes as a guide. And here, every time when we are in dilemma, if you are not able to decide what is right and wrong, you need a guide. You have to understand what is right and wrong, what you're doing. Otherwise, there are high chances that you can take the inaction mode, like how the Arjuna wants to take. I just don't want to fight because I'm killing so many people and women will be widowed, and there'll be no people. The next generation will not come. So all those super hyper imagination that he is into, and then Krishna says, "Come on, you're killing, fine, correct, but killing for what? That is the question. Why are you killing? For good, so that the bad is all eliminated, so that the good is being again redone." Right? So it's exactly whenever we are in a critical situation, always understand why. What is the purpose I'm doing for? Am I slowly getting into an inaction mode or an action mode? Ultimately, this is the question you have to ask. That's it. Okay.
And one more thing, that so many times it is necessary to know or to train yourself where to leave or where to catch. That is also very much important, and it comes by experience, because most of the time we have found that we get into horns lock situation. Means some किसी ने कुछ कहा हम भी तुरंत ही react कर देते हैं. So that comes with experience, that how and when to do the things and when to pull ourselves away from the situation. Because this experience or this expertise actually protects you from lots of losses and dangers. So this experience also should be there in today's students, and this expertise should also be there, and that will come with the practice, when you know where to keep your mouth shut, where to open it, and sometimes it is urgent to open the mouth, but it is that situation, that moment is not required. तुरंत नहीं मुंह खोलना होता, थोड़ी देर बाद मुंह खोलिए. ऐसी वाली सिचुएशन भी ट्रेनिंग जरूरी होती है बच्चों के लिए. बच्चों के लिए नहीं, सभी के लिए होती है. बट सिंस वी आर हियर टू ट्रेन यू पीपल, दैट्स व्हाई वी आर टेलिंग यू दिस थिंग. Okay, so I think I have said the right thing. Yash, Sabia, and who is this? Manal. Nahin, kaun hai? Who is the third one?
It's a glitch.
Okay.
It's a glitch. No one is.
Okay, no issue. So, Yash, do cast a vote of thanks, and then we will close the session.
On behalf of the entire team of Summer School, I take this opportunity to extend my heartfelt gratitude to Ms. Keerthi Peratla for delivering such a powerful, inspiring, and transformative session on confidence building and leadership. Ma'am, your words today were more than just informative, they were truly empowering, just reminding us that confidence is not something we wait for, it's something we build. From understanding our communication styles to stepping into leadership through self belief and initiative, your session gave us real tools to grow, act, and lead with purpose. Your energy, practical insights, and relatable examples made the session not only engaging but also deeply personal for many of us. I'm sure that every participant here is walking away with a renewed mindset and greater belief in their own abilities. Thank you for guiding us not just dream big, but to show up with confidence and lead with attention. We look forward to learning more from you in the future. Thank you once again, ma'am, for joining us and giving your valuable time to everyone present over here. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you,
Bye,
Yash.
everybody. Bye. Take care.
Bye, ma'am.